Hello and welcome everyone. This time I'm heading north to Norden in search of a lost notebook. This mission doesn't involve much hunting, but I'll make the most of the trip as I go.
If you ever spot a watchtower in the distance with the lights on, that's probably our local fire lookout Emily Connors, doing one of her final rounds for the season. Emily's been coming out to the reserve for many years, working as a fire lookout and doing some writing on the side. Actually, she's on her third book now. When I talked to her this morning, she told me she lost her notebook on one of her hikes. Unfortunately, she won't be able to retrace her steps for a couple of days, so I figured I might ask you for help while her tracks are fresh. That notebook means everything to her, so there'd be a nice finder's fee. She probably lost it while oogling a Roosevelt elk. She can't get enough of them. Even helped out with some research during her time here. Of course, she might have been staring at something or someone else.
So I just need to do some tracking to find a notebook. Simple enough. The initial objective wants me to travel to Norden hiking cabins. Presumably, that's where I can find her tracks. I haven't been that far north yet, so I'll have to fast travel to the nearest outpost and find my way from there. I dropped a waypoint as soon as I came in and started hiking. I suppose I could have used a quad to make the trip faster with a Sabre 4x4 DLC, but I prefer to walk to new locations, looking for animals and need zones along the way. Not a whole lot of action along the way, but I did come across a couple of rabbits and found some need zones. The rabbits weren't anything jaw-dropping, but a few extra points along the way are always welcome. After a while, I finally made it to the Norden hiking cabins.
Best way to find the notebook is to backtrack along her footsteps. You're getting pretty good at tracking, so you shouldn't have a problem. There they are, her tracks. Follow them back and see if you find anything.
The tracks were pretty easy to find, so I followed them backward up the hill.
You found it. Emily will be glad to hear her riding is safe and sound. Why don't you leave it at the tower and she'll pick it up on her next watch.
Now I needed to visit a lookout tower, so I marked the closest one and made my way there. Once I got there, I looked for a place to put the notebook, but didn't have any luck. Turns out this is because I haven't unlocked that particular lookout tower yet. You may or may not have noticed, but I actually avoid unlocking lookout towers on the map unless I need to do so as a requirement for a mission. They can be helpful to unlock as they unveil points of interest and outposts in the area and give you XP, so you might be asking, why not? Well, I prefer to let the fog of war, as some call it, show me where I have and haven't been on the map. This can be particularly helpful when it comes to scouting in new areas for need zones and setting up for a grind. If you're paying attention as you go, the map will actually show you outposts and points of interest when they are a certain distance away. As a side note, I fell off the lookout tower by accident and had my first death with my new character. I guessed that I needed to drop it off at an unlocked lookout tower. Since I had only opened the one on the shoreline for the second mission in the game, I went there. As soon as I got halfway up the steps, I completed the mission.
Thanks a lot. That notebook means the world to her.
So that's how I completed the mission. Since you made it this far in the video, here's a complimentary kill I made shortly after falling off of the lookout tower. It was a nice herd and quickly spotted a very decent elk. I had a good blood trail, so I followed the tracks. Looks like a good one. He's a tan-colored gold at $299. The 270 passed the mustard once again, hitting the liver and left lung. Penetration is still just barely making the kill, so I'll be looking forward to unlocking the 7mm to make better shots on the Class 8 animals like the elk and moose. Until then, I'll have to make sure that the 270 polymer tips are well placed. And that's how I was able to recover the notebook for Emily Connors. If this video was helpful or you learned something along the way, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be adding more of these guides as I go along with my progression, so be sure to check in for more Call the Wild content. Thanks for watching!